The Spanish word for today is efectivo, which means cash. We only take cash. Welcome to Chile Expat family. Today I want to answer a question from Jefferson Farrow. That's his username on my channel. He wants to know, what is the easiest way to convert money into pesos? Let's see if I can get that. What's the best way to do a currency exchange is what he's saying. Okay. There's a couple of things I'm going to go through here. So first of all, I'm going to give you how to do it, and that's going to be or several ways of doing it, and discuss the pros and cons, and then I'm going to tell you my favorite, and then we'll discuss money a little bit here in Chile too. Okay, so let's get started. All right, for me, I always use a program called xe.com. Go get it. It's an app you can use on your phone, on your smartphone. There's Thomas behind me. It's also something you can use on your desktop. You can also use XE to send currency and exchange currency throughout the world. The other good program that I use is my debit card, and I use that a lot more than I use anything else. I simply use my debit card to go to the local ATM here in Chile. They call it a caja, and I withdraw money. Now, when you withdraw from, depending on which bank you're at, it's going to be 4,000 to 8,000 pesos. Okay, and what is that? That's about $6 to $10 or to $12 in that range. And if you're using XE, you can go into your little app and you can actually type in 8,000 pesos, and it'll automatically convert it to whatever currency you want, whether it's euros or dollars or Canadian, whatever. Okay, so xe.com is the way to go to figure that out. So you go to the caja with your debit card, you put it in the machine, it asks you who you are, do you have an account there, it says what language do you want, English or Spanish. It asks if you're a foreigner, an extranjero, and you say yes, I'm an extranjero, and then it asks what English, Spanish. English is what you want, also German's a choice. And then you go do your withdrawal, and it's just like any other ATM from that point, because it's all in English, or you can do it in Spanish, either way. Near the end of your taking money out, it's going to say this is going to cost you 4,000 pesos, 6,000, 8,000 is the highest I've seen, which is highway robbery, in which I got a secret. Y'all need to know this. Bankers are thieves. They always have been. They're in the United States, and they're even worse here. Okay, got that out of the way. So, XE and then your debit card. About your debit card, you can use your debit card to withdraw a maximum of 200,000 pesos. That's about $369 US. 200,000 pesos. So one card, 200,000 pesos per a day per a bank. So you can go to Banco Estado, withdraw 200,000 pesos. You can go to Banco de Chile, another 200,000. You can go BCE, another. Santander, another. So you do a lot of driving to pull out large sums of money. Okay? If you have two debit cards from the same account, like you're a husband and wife, like Lori and me, then you can do that as well. And you can also, if you have other debit cards for your other bank accounts, you can transfer money to those accounts and pull out as well. So those are the restrictions, though, 200,000. All right. So that can get a little expensive. I mean, at 4,000 to 8,000 pesos per withdrawal. So it's to your advantage to go ahead and withdraw as much as you can at one time, with some limits. If you're just touring, I wouldn't pull a whole lot out, because, you know, that's more that can get stolen from you, okay? But for me, I live here, so I'm not going to go buy something that costs 1,000,000 pesos, $2,000, $1,800. So I'm pulling it out, and stuffing it away, and in a day or two, I'm going to go spend it. So I'm not carrying all that around on me, if at all, okay? So how do you get around that 4,000 to 8,000 peso charge that they do at the banks here, at the ATMs? Okay, you go use USAA, and I think Charles Schwab has a debit card as well, and there's, I'm sure, other ones, because I'm really not up on bank cards in the U.S., debit cards, but a lot of these banks have they reimburse you for the costs of banking. So like any ATM fees are brought back to you or paid back to you, reimbursed to you. USAA is excellent for this. I love USAA. It's such a good company to work with. I'm a veteran. Two of my sons are now active duty military, so they use it. My daughter is her boyfriend's a veteran, so she uses it too. We're all using it, so we talk between each other with USAA. And I get to pull money into Chile totally free. Okay? So small amounts, 200,000 a day per card, per bank. Just use your debit card is what my advice is. If you're pulling a larger amount, like you need $10,000 or less, you can do a couple of things. The easy thing to do is when you come here, if you're planning on living here, you can bring $10,000 or less per person. That's including infants. So, you know, I had 3 minor children with me when I came, but so I carried the money for them and we brought a total of $25,000 cash. You can take that money to a bank and they'll exchange it for you with some caveats. They don't take ripped bills. They don't take bills that have writing on them. They don't take bills that have the end tore off or have ink stains on them because they're afraid that somebody's stealing from them or they're counterfeit. Which is, if you're going to counterfeit money, US dollars, do it in a foreign country. So bring clean money with you when you come, okay? And then the other thing is that anything over $10,000, they're going to confiscate it from you. So don't try to do that. Don't ask me about gold. I've never brought gold in. I have brought silver in, and they didn't say a word to me, okay? But don't ever ask. I don't know about gold. I like to bring gold in. I've not done it. I came here 5 years ago and I haven't left and come back. As far as so there we go with the $10,000. How do I get a large sum of money down here if I want to buy a piece of land? There's other options. You can do a wire transfer where you transfer money from the United States to a bank here. And then what they actually do is you transfer it to the bank. It's a little creepy. They hold it for you. They call you when it gets there, and then you go open an account, and they put it in that bank. Remember, bankers are thieves, okay? All right? They're thieves. They're legal thieves, but they're thieves. Just like the government. They're thieves. Okay, our secret. The other way you can do it, other than doing a wire transfer, is to go to Western Union. You go to Western Union online, you open an account with them, you go to your bank account in the United States, and you open an account on your, or you do a transfer from your account in the United States to your Western Union account, and then you send it to yourself in Chile or China or wherever you are, okay? And you can do that $10,000 at a pop. And then you go to the Western Union places here in Chile, you tell them, you say, look, I'm transferring some money, you should be seeing it coming through today or tomorrow or whatever. How much is it? It's going to be about 10,000 US dollars, and they'll convert it into pesos for you immediately. So you'll receive pesos. You can also receive dollars, but you don't want to do that. You can receive pesos, and they're going to say, okay, well, it's going to take us a day or two to get 10,000 pesos, so we got to go to the bank and bring that money here, and they're a little creepy about that, but that's the way to do it. Now, I have a friend here, a gringo, who does that with Western Union all the time. He's like me. He's building a house. He's doing other things, and that's how he's got his money in. I have other friends that have done the wire transfer thing, which is a little more archaic because you have to jump through all types of hoops each time you do it. And you have to have eventually have a bank account here. And remember, banks don't want to give you accounts in Chile or any other foreign country because the United States had to create this law that's called FACTA, F-A-C-T-A, Foreign Accounting, Trade, Accountability, Screw You, Steal From You Act. And it's to keep U.S. citizens from taking their money outside the United States and opening bank accounts outside the United States. Pure and simple. They say it's for all the drug dealers and the people laundering money, but I don't do that. At least as far as you know and they know, I don't do that, and really I don't do that. So it's not really fair. We're punishing everybody else because of the drug dealers. Why don't we just punish the drug dealers? Silly question, just asking. Because of FACTA, it's very difficult to open an account here. Why? Because the banks will come out and say, well, we have to report the United States IRS all your dealings in your account. And I don't know the gory details of it. It's like anything over 20,000 or 50,000 in your account. They have to annually report that, or quarterly, I don't even know, to the IRS in the United States. Well, I don't know about you, but if I went to the United States and opened a bank account and they had to report to a bank in Chile that they don't owe any allegiance to, or our country they don't owe any allegiance to, I'd say, kiss off. I don't want your business. Get out of my bank. Nice to see you. Love having you come by. I don't want your business. Well, that's pretty much what they do a lot of times, unless you have a lot of money. And I don't have a lot of money. So I do have bank accounts, and in that case, it's who you know and not so much what you have, okay? There are going to be some Chileans that may balk at that when I say it's who you know. Fact is that they really don't want your banking for a U.S. citizen. If you were from any other country, it'd probably be a lot easier. But for a U.S. citizen, they're very particular about it. So, anyways, I want to move on and explain to you really quick, because it's getting long, how do you do a conversion on Chilean pesos, or dollars to pesos, or vice versa. Okay, I don't have any cash on me right now, and here in Chile they call cash efectivo, or effectives. And somebody's dinging me there. Anyways, if you take, for instance, 10,000 pesos, you knock 3 zeros off the end, that makes it 10. You double it, that makes it 20. And you take about 25% off, that makes it about $15 to $18. That's what 10,000 pesos is worth in US dollars. It's worth about $15 to $18. If you have XE, it'll tell you exactly what it is, okay? It's a little confusing. Roll back through this. You knock the 3 zeros off, you double it, and you take 25% off, give or take, depending on what the exchange rate is. These are just rules of thumb. If I want to be safe and I want to go into an institution and use my debit card to buy something really expensive that costs like $1,000 or whatever, I'm going to use XE. But if I can't get my phone to work or whatever, I'm just going to double it. So we'll say you take 10,000 and you take the 3 zeros off and you double it. So that's $20. Okay. So I know I'll be safe. One other thing you need to be aware of: there's a fee, a transfer, an international banking fee whenever you use your debit card. USAA does reimburse you for these. But you need to keep in mind that's going to be withdrawn from your balance before it gets reimbursed to you. And that's, and with other banking cards, that's real important, because you can go online and say, well, in my bank account I have $100, and you're going to go take out right around there like 50,000 pesos, all right? So and you look at that and you say, well, I can do 100, I'll do 49 or 48,000. And then they charge you a bank fee on top of that, and it overdraws you or it denies your card. So be prepared for that, and always give yourself a little wiggle room whenever you're doing a debit or a debit charge, or withdrawing from the ATM as well, because you'll overdraw yourself. And it's not like you can run out to the local branch and go make a quick deposit. That's not going to happen. So I hope that helped you a little bit here on how to figure out how to get your money here, how to change it. And these are rules of thumbs that work for me. Hopefully they'll work for you. I strongly recommend that you have 1 or 2 bank accounts at least with debit cards. If you have a credit card, you're going to need that to rent a car, so that's another good thing to have. I hate credit cards. I don't have one personally, but if you're coming here to visit, you're probably going to want one. Okay. Well, ciao from Chile, expat family. I appreciate your time. I hope that was informative. Please comment. Love comments. Rate me. If you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's fine. I don't care. Just give me a rate, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Ciao. Ciao from Chile Expat.